So now if you go back to the age 2020, so if someone died in 2020 or later, there's a whole new regime that you have to live with. And basically you have to take the money out over a period of 10 years. And there wasn't any guidance from the IRS before. So a lot of people were just assuming, well, I'll just won't take anything out and I'll defer it until 10 years after the person died. Well, now the IRS just recently in the last month belatedly came out with the recommendations and the rules on how that's going to be applied. So if your decedent, the person who you inherited the money from, was under the age where they had to take required minimum distributions when they died, then you don't have to take any distributions until 10 years after the person died. You can just pretend that it's not there. That goes even if you're like 80 years old and you inherited money, and you normally have to take RMDs on your own accounts, not on these inherited IRAs. You got 10 years before you have to take anything out. But if your decedent died after they were already taking required minimum distributions or RMDs, then you have to apply the 2022 table and take that amount out every single year until the 10 years are up from the date of death. So the IRS knows that you weren't able to do it in 2021 because it's already gone on this new regulation that they just did. And interestingly, they're not going to penalize you retroactively for something you didn't know you had to do. So they've actually waived that requirement for 2021 and 2022, but it'll start next year. So you've got to start taking RMDs next year based on your life expectancy in 2020 or whenever the person died, and go that way and subtract a year each year. I mean, is that plain as mud or what?
Piece of cake.
It's complicated, right? I mean, it's super complicated.
Yeah.
But that's how the IRS works, folks. That's why people like us have jobs, actually.
I mean, it's true. I can't imagine, your average person out there, especially somebody who's grieving now, like finding these tables, doing the math. I mean, I know we're smart people, but come on, IRS. You gotta be kidding me.
The good news is they don't make you take money out until the year after the person died. But the person that
take
died,
you a year to do the calculation.
Yeah, I mean, and if the person died, you have to take a distribution for the year that they died, right? So, yeah, it's a mess. It's just clearly a mess.